Welcome back to Idiot Salad, the greatest bowl of stupidity since 1893.
Hello, Spooky Pookies. It's still Ween.
It's still Ween. That's actually a band. They they made songs for the SpongeBob movie. Actually, the show itself they made songs for. There's a whole documentary on it. Anyways, that's besides the point. What we're doing here today is scary stories.
Yes.
A very popular type of genre, most commonly seen around spooky time and
And campfires, yeah.
Yes.
Since we graced the veil, or passed the veil, whatever happened, we died last time. We got to...
What? Since when? I don't remember that.
You remember that?
That never happened.
I remember talking to a whole lot of ghosts.
I don't remember that at all.
I remember talking to a whole lot of ghosts. That's where I got all my stories from.
Oh yeah, I talked to George Washing Machine and whatnot. Alrighty. So we're just going to share some spooky stories that we've learned about. Some spooky stories that we have. Personal stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty cool. So who's starting first with this?
You can.
I can?
Yes.
Okay. Well, first of all, I don't know too many spooky stories, but I do have knowledge on creepypastas, which were a big thing in my childhood. Mainly Jeff the Killer, Ben Drowned, and this one about an entity called the Rake. Not an actual rake. It's not like a haunted rake or anything. It's supposed to be this humanoid, slender man kind of figure, except he has he has an actual face, and he has a really wide jaw. I'll find an image. I'll probably show it on the screen. Warning, I guess. Spooky stuff. Ooh. Yeah, but basically, just creepypastas. My favorite is Ben Drowned because of how stupid it is and how it genuinely terrified me. It's just basically about this person who bought a copy of The Legend of Zelda. I think it was Majora's Mask for the Nintendo 64 from a garage sale. It was oh, it didn't have any coverings on it. At first, I didn't even know what game it was. Ooh, wow! I bought it at a garage sale. That's kind of how all creepypastas start, or video game creepypastas. That's how most of them start. And then, so basically, as they're playing this game, they kept drowning, or it would play the drown animation for the game, and then it would be instead of saying game over, it would be Ben drowned, and then oh spooky, and then this statue of Link that didn't look like Link would show up and ooh spooky, and then it infected his computer or something, ooh there's a virus, but it's a ghost virus, and it started typing on Google Docs.
What was it typing?
It was, I don't know, I don't remember that much. It was a while since I watched a video on it.
Man.
This one video though, oh my god, it was a Chuck E. Cheese creepypasta. It terrified the hell out of me. So basically this guy got a job at Chuck E. Cheese, and he goes to work there at night, right? Already bad. So he's cleaning these animatronics, you know, when you go to Chuck E. Cheese, those super old ones that are kind of creepy looking, but so he's cleaning them, and it's oh, this one feels like living flesh. Oh my god. And so basically,
What's the difference between living flesh and dead flesh?
Beats me. The person who wrote it probably was 11. So anyways, after 3 days after he worked with Five Nights at Freddy's kind of stuff, this thing followed him home, and I remember listening to this video and it was oh, the Chuck E. Cheese guy came in and he was holding a knife and it was covered in blood, and this guy jumped out the window and he called the cops, but the cops never found him. Oh, terrifying!
No way!
Yeah, that was the two stories that genuinely scared me as a kid, but they're stupid now. I love creepypastas. Sonic.exe was also terrifying, but I never really got super scared of it. Anyways, do you have anything to share?
I do. So I never got into creepypasta just because I wasn't really exposed to the internet as a child.
I had a lot of exposure to the internet.
You can tell.
Yeah. Oh my god. My brain needs to be studied. I should not be here right now. I should be in a psych ward maybe.
Just because of the internet. That's crazy. So I know nothing about creepypasta. When I picture creepypasta, I picture scary.
Spooky spaghetti.
Yeah, that's basically what I picture.
I think creepypasta is just most defined by like taking pop culture and making it like scary. I don't know.
Like Reddit.
Yeah. Anybody can make a creepypasta. I can make a creepypasta about this camera. Oh, this camera came to life. You know what?
Ooh, that Goosebumps episode?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
What if creepypastas are just Goosebumps books?
Ooh, I like that Goosebumps. There was like 3 of them, right?
Say cheese and die smiling.
Yeah.
And then there was a part 2 of that, and I also a part 3.
Yeah.
Goosebumps were amazing.
Peak.
I liked the Night of the Living Dummy, part 1, 2, and 3. I read all
love the
of
ones
them.
about the dummy.
Slappy was
Slappy.
Slappy was hilarious.
Slappy was the best. I love the one with the camera.
I'm glad they made him the main character in the movie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then there was this other one where they were at like an amusement park. There was like 5 of those ones.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
I like that one too.
Horrorland?
I would read those at my brother's soccer games because I was not supported. I
Yep.
was like, "You're doing good, bud." Anyway. Yeah, I didn't.
I only read them because I'm a loser.
Yeah, I read them because I was a loser who didn't want to be outside.
Damn.
Go team.
Go team.
Yeah. I do have a friend though at work who would tell me ghost stories. Cause
It's always better to get a ghost story from the source.
Yes.
When you hear a ghost story online that comes from like 7 people, I heard it from my uncle, who heard it from my dad, who heard it from my blah 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 blah, and it's like, can you even? It's not very logical, but you hear it from one person who said, "Yeah, I saw it." You're like, okay,
Yeah.
I
And
believe you.
She's my coworker. Her name is Tasia. She's the best. She did say I can use her name, so
Okay.
I'm not doxing her.
All right.
Anyway,
Do a little too much.
she's the best. We'll be cleaning the theaters, and then she's telling me ghost stories as we're in these dark, abandoned theaters.
They're not abandoned. They're just unpopulated.
Abandoned. There's nobody in there except for us, and it's dark, and things rattle. It's scary.
You're just a wimp. Sorry. Continue.
You'll hear the ghost stories, and you'll be like, okay, yeah, I get it.
Mhm.
It's not just the fact that I'm in the theaters alone and abandoned in the dark. It's also ghost stories on top of it. Okay, so she can like tap into the dead. She can see dead things. Kinda. Okay, one of the stories, she was about 6 years old, right? And like she would wake up. She woke up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, right? And she's
already bad time.
Right?
Yeah.
She looks up and there's a TV in her room, right? And then there's this clown behind the television.
She just has a clown in her room?
Yeah, and he kind of looks like Pennywise
Oh.
from the 90s.
Do not invite me to her house, please. Keep me out of there.
And just like a generic clown, like a mix of the both of them. And he kind of is glowing yellow. And he's like, he's threatening her. Like they're talking back and forth. He's like, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna eat you and I'm gonna kill your family. And she's like, oh!
Okie dokie.
Yeah, she's like 6 years old.
Oh my god.
And
wait, so this clown isn't usually there?
Right.
Oh, so I thought that she just had a clown statue because of fun.
Oh, no. Like, wasn't there usually.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
It just, like, spawned in.
Damn, okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Right? And, like, she would see it a lot of the times. And what it would do, it would come out from behind the TV and just get closer to her, moving around the room. Like, oh, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna eat you. I'm gonna kill your family. You know?
Like, you gotta do, like, the Beetlejuice, like a... I can't do a Beetlejuice impression. Maybe I can try.
Do it.
No. I'm gonna embarrass myself.
We're idiots out.
Hey, baby. I'm gonna kill you and eat your family. No, that was like Brooklyn kind of. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna eat your family. My name's Beetlejuice. Watch my movie.
I did watch Beetlejuice. Kinda. Pretty good. I liked it. So it would
My throat.
It would change positions around the room, and it would, like, get closer to her. And, like, you know how you can, like, hide underneath your covers or whatever? It worked for the most part because she just couldn't see him, so she didn't feel scared if she couldn't see him, you know what I mean? And she's, like, 6, so she's like, oh, my blanket's my protection, right? Except one night, she's hiding under there, oh, no, okay. Sorry, that's a different thing. One night, he's just standing at the foot of her bed, and he's like, I'm gonna kill you, and he was like covered in blood.
Ooh.
And he had like real sharp teeth, and he had a knife. So I'm gonna kill you. And she covers it, and like one night, she hides under there, and then she rolls over, and he's like right next to her face.
Ooh.
Yeah, and he goes, I'm gonna kill you, and then lunges at her, and she's like screaming, and like shaking and stuff, and then her dad comes in the room, and he's like grabbing, he's like, are you good? You good? And she's screaming more. She's like, oh, I'm being attacked by the clown right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, it's just me. It's just me. And she told me that her dad doesn't remember any of this. But she very vividly remembers it because it was like a multiple day thing. Like it was happening for like months.
Wow.
Right?
That's terrifying.
But when he lunged at her, that was the last time she ever saw him.
Huh.
Right?
That is pretty creepy, I will have to admit.
Very creepy. And ooh, okay. So she also told me another story.
Mm-hmm.
There's this ghost that will like hang out outside her room, and he'll just like watch her, but she can't see him when she's in her room.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll just stand there and just stare at her, but as soon as she enters the room, he like disappears.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So the way her house is laid out, there's the stairs, and then her room, she can see out the door onto the stairs. Like she can see who's coming up the stairs,
mm-hmm.
and the way her bed is facing, she can see it real clearly.
Yeah.
Right? One night she's laying in bed, she's looking out the door, right? And she hears like footsteps like running up the steps. And she sees this figure, and she hears the footsteps. She's like, well, everybody's asleep, and I'm the one with my door open. They're gonna see me first, so basically I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead tonight. Somebody broke into the house, and I'm dead. And this like shadow runs past her room. She's like, okay, so he's gonna start at the back and work his way up. I'm gonna be the last to die. Good to know. And she's listening, and nothing's going on. And the figure runs past again, but the stairs are like against the wall. So he runs past, doesn't go down the stairs, just disappears.
Damn, that ghost must have been a track star or something.
She calls it the runner ghost. Yeah, it's pretty creepy. Pretty creepy.
I also have two stories. They're pretty short because I don't remember them very much. One was so basically it was mostly my brother who experienced this. He was in bed this one time, and this was a time where I recently moved into a new house, and I was sharing a bed with my brother. Basically, one night our alarm clock goes off, but it doesn't like start beeping alarm anything. It like connects to the radio, and so it starts playing music, which we've never done with our alarm clock before. And so he just wakes up, he turns it off, and then goes back to bed. Then it turns on again. And so like I wake up this time, or we both wake up, and he turns it off and says, "Stop turning on the alarm clock, man." I mean, he didn't say it like that, because it was like 8 at the time, I think. But he was like, "Stop turning on the alarm clock." And I was like, "I didn't." And I go back to bed. He goes back to bed as well. Then eventually, he like punches me, kinda, and I wake up again. And he's like, "Dude, stop hogging the blanket." And like, the blanket's like all the way to our knees, right? And it's like, I didn't do anything. And so basically, he sits up, and he's like, "Okay, something's wrong." At this point, we had a dog, and our mom was like, the dog probably was just taking the blanket off the bed. But it was at our knees, and no one was moved anything, so he had to assume that something happened. So anyways, he sits up. He, like, wakes me up, too. We hear noises in the kitchen, like a bang of some sort, like a pot moving. His first thought is, okay, we're going to the kitchen. So he takes me, we go into the kitchen. He grabs a frying pan, and we go sleep on the couch. That's all that I remember. We woke up in the morning, and our mom yelled at us for sleeping on the couch, and also was confused why we had a frying pan. And that's really all I remember. I mean, I wasn't like 100% sure that any ghost stuff happened. I could have maybe kicked the blankets down, but you know, my brother was like kind of he was into paranormal stuff. He believed in ghosts and things, but he kind of like stopped after a while after he got older. I still believe in ghosts. I don't think that there's any ghosts in here. At least I hope not.
and then we die again.
I don't think ghosts can kill you. They can probably manipulate things to kill you, like in Final Destination. But, anyways, another story. There used to be this old abandoned shack. Okay, hold on. I gotta give a layout of my house real quick.
Okay.
So, this is my house, right? It's a little trailer home. This is my yard, right next to the house, right? A big old front yard. Then there's a gate right here. And this gate leads out into a huge desert. And this desert goes on for miles, and there's like hills in the background and stuff. But when like a couple years, or I think it was like 1 or 2 years after we moved into this house, there's this big old shack in the desert, in the little desert area right there.
Shaquille O'Neal?
No, yeah. Oh, another thing, this desert, it's separated by railroad tracks. Over the railroad tracks is like a little more residential area. But basically, in front of the railroad tracks, in this big old plot of empty space, there's a big old shack. Not Shaquille O'Neal, like wooden shack. And it was there for a while. Until eventually, one day, it collapses. Right? And we don't know we think someone knocked it down, but one of my friends who lived in the neighborhood said that they knocked it down. Which I believe them, because it was a really, really old shack. It was rotted, all the wood was just gone. But for the next couple of weeks, the friend who knocked it down was convinced that he was haunted by a ghost. And he kept talking about how he saw it in his dreams, he saw it in his closet, and then I didn't know what to do. That's just all he told me. Yeah, he was just haunted by a ghost who apparently lived in that shack.
Yikes.
The shack of the shack. Shack's ghost.
Oh, man.
I don't have a lot of ghost stories, to be honest. Because, like, okay, my mom is a very, like, spiritual person. She believes in that kind of stuff. She does, like, the sage, and she does, like, the stones and stuff. I wouldn't call her crazy or wacky or anything, but she believes in, the spiritual stuff. So, I don't know. I guess, in a way, that protected me. But I wouldn't say I ever lived in a haunted area.
My house was a little bit haunted. Yeah, when I was little, I was sitting on my bed.
Uh-huh.
It was at night.
Uh-huh.
And we got a fan going right now, which I hope isn't affecting the audio at all.
Probably not.
Okay, good. There was a fan, right? There's a fan in my room. Pretty similar layout. There's a bed, there's a fan, and I'm sitting on my bed and I'm looking at the fan. And then there's like this little kid like flying around my fan. I was like I was like, oh, there's a ghost in my house. And oh my goodness. Okay, so another night, I don't remember when. I think it was maybe 2 years later or something. We have a motion sensor light in our hallway because I get up and I use the bathroom, or I get up. It's like people get up and we go into the hallway. It's not supposed to be pitch black, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we get up, we go into the hallway, there's a little motion sensor. And my room is far enough from the sensor that I have to walk like 3 feet before it detects me. Except I open my door and then it turns on. And I'm like, oh, that's new. Never happened before. And I'm walking closer to the bathroom because I was like, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the little kid, he runs at me and he like goes through me.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, that was spooky.
Huh.
He was kind of cute though. I mean, I guess he's just a little boy. Can't do nothing.
Just a little guy.
Oh, he's a little prankster though. He's a little jerk. Okay, so me and my brother, in his room, he used to have, what it's called? It's called a captain's bed, which is a bed that has a little bit of space underneath where there's a desk that pulls out. It's not like a bunk bed, and it's not like a bed that's just the top part of the bunk. He's looking at his bunk bed.
Yeah, I'm not going to move the camera, but maybe after... I'm not giving it a room tour. You kidding me? Get out of here.
This is Idiot Salad, not Kyler's room. Anyway.
Anyways, keep going.
And when you take the desk out, there's like space underneath, and that was like our little fort because we were small. You know, we had a little twister lamp, which is water, and it would just spin the bubbles around. It was neat. And that was like our lamp, and we had blankets and stuff under there, and we would just hang out there and, I don't know, do kid stuff. Just chit-chat, whatever. But we always had the light on outside of the room, just because otherwise our parents don't know where we are.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had the light on, and then it just turns off. And we go out, we're like, hey, who did that? And, like, our parents are nowhere. And we look, and we're like, where'd they go? So I go outside, and my dad's in his office, right?
Mm-hmm.
It takes a long time to get out to the office. Because it's my brother's room, the bathroom, the hallway, the living room, the back door, which is really, really loud, and then the office, which is in the backyard.
Wow.
Yeah, so he was in there, it wasn't him. And then I go, well, maybe it was Mama, she's a little silly. So we go and we check her room, and she's not even there. We're like, oh yeah, she went out. So, who turned off the light? And it was the kid. And
Ghosts!
We go back in there, and he does it like 2 more times. We're like, dude,
Dude!
the light.
Stop it!
Pretty much.
Stop it! Stop it!
Stop it!
Ah! Honestly, I kind of wish more spooky stuff happened to me, because I don't know, it give me more character, I guess. Yep. I loved watching Ghost Adventures. That was my favorite TV show ever, for a while. But it's not anymore because it's kind of. I mean, I still enjoy it. I still enjoy watching it, but it's a little dumb sometimes.
What is it?
Ghost Adventures?
Mm-hmm.
The one with Zach Bacon?
Zach Bacon?
Zach Bacon.
Oh, no, never heard of that.
Oh, well, basically just this crew of people who just go around to haunted sites and just set up cameras and walk around, and it's so stupid because at some points they'll like catch a little speck flying across me, like, this right here was just a spirit. You could see it fly all the way across here. And then at other times they just stand in a random spot and go, oh my god, guys, it just felt cold over here. I think there's a spirit somewhere. And I was like, at some points, like, I wanted to believe it was real because it's like, it's a really entertaining show, but it's just like, it's stupid to the point where you just can't trust it.
When I was watching Supernatural,
Mm-hmm.
one of the earlier seasons, there were these 2 fellas, and they called themselves Ghost Facers, and the song go, Ghost Facers! And that's what it was. It was that. And then Sam and Dean, the main guys of Supernatural, they're watching, they're like, you guys are stupid.
Mm-hmm.
You're making a big deal out of nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was really funny.
The intro to Ghost Adventures is pretty cool, though. It doesn't have a theme song or anything. It's just them. I'll have to show you later, but it's funny. It's like, there are things in this world we'll never truly understand. We want answers. Me and my team of ghost hunters have specialized equipment and are going to record the supernatural.
Sounds very
This is
2000s.
our journey. These are our ghost adventures. It's a good show.
Faces.
It's a good show.
Good times.
Yeah.
Good times.
You know, Ghost Adventures, I'm pretty into horror stuff. I mean, I was for a while.
I read horror books.
Oh, I don't read many horror books. I once read this book called 12 Nights at Rotter House. It was okay. Basically, this guy goes to a house. He invites a friend. They have a dispute because, I don't know, they hate each other for some reason. And you don't find out till the end of the book. It's because this guy's wife had an affair with this guy's friend. And it turns out this guy murdered his friend. And the entire time that they're at the house, it was like him hallucinating him. It was a very weird ending, and I didn't like it very much. It was stupid.
That's kind of neat.
But, yeah. Some of my favorite movies are, like, I think The Conjuring and Annabelle were based off true events. I mean, Annabelle is a real thing.
What?
You didn't know that Annabelle is a real thing?
No, I avoided those movies. I have dolls in my room.
Oh. Watch Annabelle.
No!
You should watch Annabelle. It's a good movie. It's pretty creepy. But, yeah. Annabelle's based off a real doll. The Conjuring is based off of real events. The Conjuring 2 and 3 I'm not too sure about. But, yeah. It's weird how they made an entire cinematic series based on, like, ghost sightings. I don't even know. Honestly, I think ghost sightings are, like, a little worse than, like, other sightings. Like, Bigfoot, that's a little believable, but if you could give me a picture of a ghost, I'm gonna be like,
Photoshopped.
Not too special.
Yeah, I believe in ghosts just because I've seen him. You know?
I believe in ghosts because, I don't know. Because I can. Because I can.
Good vibes.
You can't tell me no. You can't tell me no.
Freedom of America.
Go USA! I am free to believe in ghosts. In spooky stories.
Spooky stuff.
And spooky stuff.
I remember I read a horror book. It wasn't really horror. I got it at the book fair. So, it was Scholastic.
Scholastic horror stories.
Yeah.
Yummy.
It was really neat though because the book, it was about this. It was called Undrowned, basically.
Ben drowned. Okay, continue. Sorry.
Little callback there. Did that on purpose. Trust.
I did do that. Okay, continue. Keep going.
I'm sorry. Okay, so basically in the book, these two girls, they used to be friends. One girl got popular, the other girl didn't. So, popular girl is like now mean to the other girl, right? That's why they're no longer friends. And the not so popular girl, she sits down by a lake, she's drawing, she's doodling or whatever. And then the popular girl comes up, pushes her into the water. Except that girl hits her head on the way down and dies. Except she shows up to school the next day and she's like super confident and she's like brand new or whatever, and she looks like her hair's been like wet, you know, like she just got out of the shower or something. And her friend's like, what happened yesterday? I thought you died. She's like, and like basically just ignores her, ghosts her. and she sees the notebook that her friend was doodling in her room, and it's soaking wet, like dripping onto the counter, off the floor, you know. She's like, oh dear, what should I do? And she like gets rid of the book, she throws it away, far, far away, right? And then there it is again, in her room, the next day. And the dead girl, she basically just makes the other girl's life just absolutely terrible, just because she's like, not only did you ruin my life by not being my friend and then bullying me and then, you know, killing me, so I'm gonna make your life miserable by getting rid of all your friends and making you not popular and then possibly killing you. I don't remember how the book ends, but I remember it was really good. Yeah. I
think the best scary stories you could ever read were Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. It is such an iconic book series. And I don't think a lot of people know that it's a series. There's sequels to the books. There's a second and third one. There's Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, more Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, and then I forgot the title of the third one.
Even more Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
I mean, probably. But they were some of the best things I've ever read. My favorite was Me Tai Doti Walker. It's a silly one. A boy goes to a haunted house with his dog, and then they're like, oh, every midnight a head falls down the chimney. He's like, nah. And so eventually he stays there, and he hears the voice of something go, Me Tai Doti Walker, and his dog talks and it says something like lychee, I don't know, ichi lychee something, and they just keep doing that. The voice gets louder, the dog gets louder as well, and it's like, I'm pretty sure if I was in this scenario, I'd be terrified. If my dog is screaming at something in human language,
jumping out of the window.
Yeah, but anyways, head dog falls down the chimney, screams the words, and then the kid books it out of there. Yeah. I mean, it's a simple story. If you put yourself into the character, you'd be terrified. And it's just like, you know, that's the entire thing. That's the entire series. It's simple stories that you can or not really find yourself in, but if you imagine yourself in it, it would be terrifying. And I feel like that's what a lot of horror movies should do more often. It's putting the viewers into the shoes of the characters.
Yeah, I think that is what makes a movie much scarier, is that you feel like it could happen to you.
Yes, a thing I heard was that good horror movies keep their monsters hidden at first, which I can see for like Alien and stuff, because a lot of the times they keep their monsters hidden. They only show it like through glimpses and stuff, and I feel like a lot. You can just say it.
What were we saying?
Something. Sorry for the technical difficulties, folks. Something happened. It looks like our cameras cannot, or my camera. Technically, it's not my camera. The camera could not go past 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So, in ending this video, I will say that horror movies do get some things wrong, but a lot of horror movies do get things right.
Yeah.
Scary stories are really cool, and ghosts are real. Keep imagining, or don't, wait, no. Keep your mind open, I don't even know, just, ghosts are real, guys.
Be scared.
I swear.
Be scared.
Be terrified.
Be scared.
So Halloween's almost here.
Ween!
Alright, guys.
That's all we got for today's episode. Thank you very much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed.
Alright, bye, y'all.
Subscribe!
Please do. Every
We've
Friday.
never asked that before.
Yes.
But subscribe.
I also keep forgetting. So subscribe, leave a comment if you want us to, if you have an idea for our next video. We post every Friday. Every Friday if we can. Sometimes we don't. Wait, no, we haven't done that yet. But sometimes, if anything happens,
we'll get you at least a 9-minute video.
yes. Anyways, glad y'all could stop by.